What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Level With You show. It is so good to be here with you today, back on camera, not just in the audio format like we were last week. I'm joined by Anthony Stewart
Super Soakers are fun. You're right. I will put water in it next time. I'm sorry.
and Kenny Castro.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And back with the lights, camera, and action, we have Tyler Hadley.
I'm back from vacation, y'all.
Yeehaw,
I was in
cowboy.
Texas. Woo-hoo!
All right, give me the highlight. Texas trip, real quick.
Highlight, Texas trip. We went to the Frio River. We got river rowdy, drank a lot of beer, drank a lot of margaritas. We had tacos, we had steaks, we had lots of good food.
yeah.
And now I need to go back to the gym and lose all the weight that I gained because now I'm a fatty.
Yeah, you sweat it
Soldier's
out.
life.
Did you bring us back tacos? I told you in the cooler.
I
No,
couldn't find a
the styrofoam.
ice.
Oh no, ice.
You're on a river. Put them in the water. They'll stay
Jesus.
cold.
So good Tex-Mex down there.
Yep, good Tex-Mex,
Good
pretty good
BBQ.
barbecue.
Ooh.
Yep, my uncle makes some really good. He calls them Hooters wings, but they're much better than Hooters,
Good, because Hooters wings suck.
and they're not that bad.
Okay.
I mean, they're better than like a pizza place wings.
Right?
Mm, I
Depending
don't
on the
know.
pizza place.
Name
There's some
is
pizza
there a
place
good pizza
wings that
place?
are
Yeah.
wings.
Like
Yes.
where?
Actually, in Springfield, it is what is it called? Off
no
by the
cookies.
X. Wow, what is that one called? By the Walgreens. I'm gonna have to remember that.
I don't eat wings over there.
Before you leave, I'm gonna
Wings
let you
over.
know because if ever you got a client over there, so you could stop in.
Okay.
Yeah, but they good barbecue wings there.
Good to know.
Giovanni's got pretty good wings, boneless wings. I like the boneless wings though. So I guess
I
any
think
place
this-
you could have chicken tenders and just.
Yeah.
I
good
just had
sauce on it.
because the Wings Over Springfield is closed right now for renovation. I just had to go to Chicopee one a couple nights ago to go pick up some wings.
All right, let's get
All
back
right,
on
all right,
track.
all right, back on
boys.
track.
Wings,
This
wings,
is the Level
wings.
With You show where we get together every week and talk about video
Wings.
games. And we've been playing some video games. We kind of in the afterglow of E3 is faded away, and we're back into sort of getting into the regular swing of things. We're starting to get some news dribble out. I know there was the sort of lull after E3 where everybody was just like, well, now we just,
Now we just wait.
now we just chill for a little while.
Pick up all the games that were released and you play some of them, and
Yep,
you wait
exactly.
for all the other ones.
And there have been some new releases, and we've been playing some. So we're gonna get right into it with what we've been playing. Tyler, you have a list of a few new ones here. You had some good amount of downtime. You want to start us off with Cadence of Hyrule?
Yeah, sure. So Cadence of Hyrule is another Crypt of the Necrodancer game.
Yep.
And I just kind of wanted something to sort of scratch that Legend of Zelda itch. So I picked it up and I started playing it. Got through one playthrough in probably about 6 hours, 6.5 hours probably.
You were like grinding through it. You were like, yeah, I'm done by the time you landed your plane practically.
Yeah.
Must have had a long flight.
Yeah, on the way down there I was definitely gone for like 7 hours. I had like a 3.5 layover. So I had plenty of time to play. But I really enjoyed it. It was really cool. It's kind of had a cool rhythm mechanic, something that I've never really experienced before. And it still has all the typical weapons and things like that you will find in a regular Legend of Zelda: the boomerang, the hookshot, the power gloves.
So what's the gameplay loop?
The gameplay loop?
Maybe just
or-
like, what are you trying? What's the objective? What makes it different than a regular Zelda game?
Well, the objective is, so this guy, he comes and takes over Hyrule. Octavio, I think is his name. And you have to defeat these 4 dungeons, and each dungeon is represented by like a musical instrument, like one of his musical instruments. And then once you get all 4, then you can unlock the gate to go into Hyrule Castle where Octavio is. And then ultimately you just fight Ganon at the end. And-
Spoilers.
Like every other Zelda game.
So what's the rhythm aspect to it, though? Like, does it punish you for having, no rhythm?
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, it all depends on where the enemies are, because you might miss a beat. Because if you miss a beat, then you're not able to move or like take any action. I mean, you're really only pressing the directional stick in directions. There's no real attack button. Well, there are attack buttons because you have to, like, you can equip your bombs to a button and you have to lay those down, but you still have to lay them down to the rhythm or else they won't play. And it just goes along, like each area of the game has a different music, and so the rhythm changes as you progress.
Music is pretty good, I assume.
The music is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just a typical Zelda soundtrack.
But isn't it like
It's like remixed.
Yeah.
got to be a little bit more like danceable? I would think anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty upbeat, easy to get into, and I'll probably I know I talked about playing some co-op with somebody, maybe doing some recordings of that.
For sure.
They have co-op,
Um,
so it's like split screen or.
No, I think you're playing on the same screen because I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's a
the
typical
rhythm
Zelda
'cause it's,
game where
on the bottom.
you're just on one screen, and then once you go to the left, right, up or down, then
It'll
it
just
switches
move
to
you.
And it's true you can play as Zelda throughout the whole game?
Yeah, so when you start the game, you can either start playing as Link or Zelda, and then I think probably it all depends on like when you discover their area, and then you have to find a potion to wake up the other one, and then you can switch between the two of them and play whoever you want to, and then eventually you're able to play as the. I'm not even sure
Like
what
Cadence is the main character from Crypt of the
Cadence.
Necrodancer.
Yep. So you're able to play as her later on in the
okay.
game. And so I really wasn't familiar with Crypt of the Necrodancer before going into this game. I just kind of jumped into it, but I really liked it, and
Nice.
I want to do some videos about it.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
And it's a little. I think it's got the Nintendo tax on it. It's $25. You think that that's worth it?
For $25, I'd probably wait for it to go on sale.
Okay.
For 20.
20.
Yeah,
That's what
20.
it seemed like to me. It was like, this is a $20 game, get a $5 Nintendo tax on.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking like 15, 20 would be like the max I could pay for that, but
Anyway, we'll give Tyler's mouth a little break and come back to him with what he's been playing. Kenny, we got into some CTR.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Crash
we did.
Team Racing Nitro Fueled remake of Crash Team Racing original PS1 game.
you
Yeah.
both played it?
Yeah, we both played
Yeah,
it.
we
Both
both
got
have it.
Nice.
So
What do you think?
I like it. It's visually, it's amazing.
It's
It's great.
really good
It's
looking.
really good looking. It plays great. I'll say I don't know if you try to hop online, but day one, I picked it up the early access, early release the day before. I think the 20th. I had issues getting online. Like first online match I tried to play, it was just lag filled, and I
really?
have great connection.
Huh.
So I just saw everybody just skipping around the screen. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to just play some of that adventure mode. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
But then the next day's patch, I think that night, day of release, I've tried playing and it was great. It played great. I did a private lobby. Some kids I know, they invited me, and it was 7 of 8 of us, eight
wow.
possible players. So we almost had a full lobby,
Damn.
private
Wow.
lobby. And that was fun. That really was fun.
All doing voice chat? and
Voice
everything?
chat together and just playing, and I was like, wow.
That's-
I think it like most of the matches I was ending up 5th place or 6th place, but it was still worth it. Like I was like,
Still get some currency in order to buy the cosmetics.
and you get a lot of currency when you're playing against other people online.
Yeah, much more than in the single player.
Yep.
Which incentivizes you to do that.
Yeah.
And so each character, you start out with kind of the main 12 or 15 or so from the Crash series, and then there's a bunch of unlockable ones that I guess were from Crash Nitro Kart, and I'm a big fan of the original 3 Crash games, so I recognized a lot of those. But there's this one shark guy that I unlocked yesterday that I never seen him before, but I unlocked him because he looked funny.
Aren't there two little like goblin green guys called Zam and Zem or something like that? You can play like right off the bat.
You can play him right off the bat.
I don't think so. I
They
don't,
might
did
be
feel familiar.
unlockable.
yeah.
But there's like Komodo Dragon who's cool. He was like a boss from 2. There's the Time guy, the boss from 3. There's Tiny, who's a classic one. Who's in a couple games.
You can play as Nitrous Oxide right off the bat though, right? Like if you try to select him, I think you can.
I think you have to beat adventure mode, maybe you can, but I think I unlocked him after I beat adventure mode, and I did beat adventure mode already because I just wanted to unlock the characters. Like no shame, I did it on easy.
Oh, you did it on easy. I was gonna say because you're definitely better than me because I'm playing it on medium and
It's
I'm
hard as shit.
I'm
I
on the-
don't want to replay the same level this many times.
Yeah.
I'm on the 3rd race, just sweating. Like
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It's
Like,
tough.
It's tough.
Card games are hard.
And it'll be like 2nd place, 2nd place, 2nd place, 2nd place. I'm like, Jesus,
You
why would I
really gotta get
hit at
first.
the last second.
Yeah, that's why I just wasn't into beating myself over that. What I really want to do is play online.
Okay,
Unlock
I'm gonna
the
have to.
characters.
I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna throw it on easy.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, maybe someday. I was a little disappointed to see there's a trophy for beating it on hard, and that shit ain't happening.
For that, you have to know all the shortcuts, have them all memorized, and not mess up one. You have to get perfect on every one of those power slides.
Yeah, exactly. And the power slide, let's talk about the techniques a little bit. Because essentially the way it works is you'll go into a drift with L. Well,
one of them. So
the
your preference.
Yeah, I actually switched the controls to be more modern, where R2 is accelerate for me.
You see, I was first thrown off. I didn't check the controls, and I'm like trying to start the race, and I'm like, all right, did my controller mess up? I'm like pulling R2, and I'm like, shit, it's X.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So first race, I was like last place right away. Like,
so did you switch it too?
no, I just kept it with X. I kept rolling with it.
Gotcha.
I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, so I
Well, that's
switched
typical Mario Kart racing. You hold X or A or whatever to go.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just
And my brain said R2.
that's
know,
what
like,
it is nowadays. That's shoot the gun.
I didn't
That's-
think
I feel
Mario
like for-
Mario
But it's a
Kart,
remake of that old PS1 game where you had that for gas. So it's, I mean,
It's
that's
20 years ago.
yeah, but that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I understood it afterwards. That's why I didn't switch it. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. You're like,
why
I'll get
did
used to it.
I assumed it was R2. It's not.
Yeah.
It's my fault, not theirs.
Well, so anyway, you get into the drift, and then you have to hit. For me, it's X. I don't know what it is for you.
So you switched it so that it's X.
X is boost.
So maybe it's
Alright.
R2 for you.
So for me, so once you hit the, so when I hit the drift using R1, start the drift, and then boost is the opposite R. So L1. So the opposite one.
Right. Okay.
So it doesn't matter which one. So if I start the drift with L1, I have to hit it with R1. So I'm cheating, and I'm using the bar, and I have the big bar that shows you when to hit it, like kind of like the
you
range.
mean the wheels? The wheels that light up?
So no.
The bar. The bar. That's there automatically.
It's well, you can flip between them actually with the triangle on the PS4 controller. You can switch what you want on the bottom, which bar you want on the bottom. Some person I played online, he was like, "Oh no, I look at the smoke on the cart." Because when the smoke goes black and you hit the opposite one, that's boosting it.
Okay.
So some people don't even look at the bar; they just look at their cart and they just do it by that timing, by the smoke.
So as you can tell, it's a little technical, more so than I think Mario Kart is in terms of getting really good is nailing down the mechanics of actual racing. I'd say there's also kind of a lack of the rubber banding effect that you get in Mario Kart games. In some aspects, there is still the fact that you get way better items when you're farther behind.
Yep.
I will say that I think that there should be a few more items. I feel like you end up with the Aku Aku guy
More often.
more often than you maybe should, and some of the other ones just kind of are
And
generic.
The one I was online and I played a couple matches and it felt like that one was coming up so often and it was annoying. Was the time one.
I agree. Yeah.
That one I was like, holy shit, somebody again. So and then 10 seconds, 50 seconds after it cleared, again. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I think they could add a few more items in order to just mix up the.
Or even mix up the probability, the chances on them. Because some, I don't know, nerf it a little bit, the probability on at least the time one for me. I could deal with all the other ones, but that time one is annoying.
But as a positive, the stages look fantastic.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, like
They're
it's
beautiful.
the best looking kart game ever.
Yep.
I mean, Mario Kart 8 looks amazing, but this is, really 60 frames per second. It's got great weather effects with the rain in some of the stages.
It's not a portable Wii U game.
It's not a portable Wii U game, exactly. Which semi-portable Wii U game. Portable Switch game.
That's just
yeah.
exactly. Oh no, like because was Mario Kart 8? They just ported it over from the Wii U.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
And then they cleaned it up.
Exactly.
Gave
Just
the
the Wii U
Nintendo's
is
shine.
always kind of
Yeah.
semi-portable.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a little
true.
dig at the Wii U.
Can't bring it too far.
But yeah, I mean, I grew up playing the game with my sister. I still remember the day or the night. I remember I called my dad. I said, "Hey, Dad, can you go get me Crash Team Racing?" And he was like, "Okay." That was,
Yes, son, I will.
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa."
Whoa, shit! You're the coolest dad ever. That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's been fun. I've been meaning to play with her to kind of bring back some nostalgic memories.
Do it.
Nice,
That's the best way to
nice.
play it.
So yeah, that's Crash Team Racing. If you're a fan of the original, I definitely recommend it. It's $40. I actually, for some reason, it was $33 at Walmart. I just
nice.
happened to be there, and I was like, yeah, I guess I got to get it now.
Deals. Hell yeah. I don't blame you. I would have done the same
I
thing.
about you,
I
Anthony?
wonder
You're the
who
only-
messed that up.
You're the only one that didn't write anything on our sheet.
I'm a mystery.
You're a mystery. What have you been playing? Don't say Pokemon.
I beat Pokemon Ultra Moon. And that's what I did this week.
Nice.
So I beat Pokemon Ultra Moon while I was laying in my bed last night, and I was like, wow, this feels really good. And then I went to bed. But that was cool. It was just a couple years too late on it, but it was nice.
Oh, so this
to
is your
finally-
first time?
Yeah, it's my first time beating it.
Where does
It was
it rank
gentle.
in the Pokemon pantheon?
So it's all right. It's I still got like the post game's okay because you go back and you collect all these things called like the Ultra Beasts, which are like Pokemon, but like not Pokemon. They're like alien Pokemon. It's weird.
Yeah.
And they only caught in like a special ball. So that's like what all post game is pretty much concentrated on, and it's neat. It's cool, but I don't know. It's been very
I
like.
think you're done.
I think for a little while, I'm gonna give it a break till Sword and Shield, and then I am a little upset that they just announced that there's no national dex in
So
Sword and
this
Shield.
is the thing that they announced at the Pokemon. Is this Pokemon Home that you're talking about?
It's yeah, pretty much like the I think it was like the E3, the Treehouse, or I think it was like one of the Nintendo Treehouse they just had. They announced that they're not going to be doing the national dex, which is basically once you beat the games, you get the national dex, and that's like every Pokemon it unlocks from like prior generations. So like any Pokemon that's not in that region or generation's Pokedex becomes available now. Like you can still trade it, but it's like they'll appear in the wild, or I think you can actually grab them some way in the game.
Huh.
But now they're like, which is understandable because there's like 800 plus something Pokemon now, so I can see where they're coming from, like where they don't want to get all the models and everything and like high res them. But I know they
Yeah.
have like most of the models now. They would just have to like slap a coat of paint on it and
Yeah,
try
that's
to
all it takes.
fancy it up. But I know it's definitely I'm no developer, so I'm sure there's a lot more rigorous stuff into it, especially upscaling the sprites from like a 3DS game to the Switch and doing a whole bunch of stuff. But I honestly can't blame him because that would take a lot of time and
He
a
was
lot
upset at first. He sent in all caps text WTF.
Yep.
I was actually very pissed because my friend Cam texted me and he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm pretty concerned for the future Game Freak. They're not putting the national dex in the new game." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" I also just ate like I drank a whole coffee right before that, so I was pumping with caffeine, very energized, but also
Hey, you
very
never know.
mad.
Possible DLC.
It's true.
Maybe.
That's what
Or-
they'll probably do.
or
Is they'll
even-
section it off.
Even just big updates,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's got to be a live game.
We'll see. I mean, it'll be cool, and I can also see like after going into a little bit more after my initial freak out, they're like, oh, it helps keep the base more balanced, so you can pull from the different pool of Pokemon. It keeps it level a little bit.
I'm nervous to jump back into Pokemon after these 15 years.
It's fine. They hold your hand so much. They make you feel
Yeah.
like a freaking baby. They're just like X button lets you cancel, or B button lets you cancel, and A button lets you select your attack. You should use this attack because it's now says whenever you encounter the Pokemon for the first time, it's going to let you know what attacks are effective,
Okay.
super effective, or not very effective.
Gotcha.
But it's like super hand-holdy. So if you don't be afraid to jump back into it, but it's also like it's neat.
Okay.
Definitely want to check out for Sword and Shield. I haven't been fully discouraged, but
You lean in Sword or Shield?
I'm gonna go Sword.
Sword? Okay, I'll get Shield then.
Hell yeah.
I pre-ordered Sword already.
Okay, gotta get
Good
Shield
trade.
too.
Gotta get Shield.
It'd be fun. We can play with our giant ball Pokemon. We make them
Dynamax.
Yeah, Kaijumon.
Dinomons.
All right. Tyler, you told me you've been playing some of the PSVR game Trover Saves the Universe.
Oh my gosh, it's
Justin Roiland written game and
It's
voice
so
acted.
funny.
Is it?
It's very funny. I just love the games that they put out there because you can just like sit back. Like this game actually has some pretty good gameplay to it, where you're controlling Trover, who's like the purple eyeball monster, and you're collecting power babies, is what they're called. And so Trover has 2 power babies as eyes, and then you're collecting a bunch of other power babies to kind of level him up essentially and give him more hit points.
Do you have to swap them out from the eyes, or is it like
So as you progress the game, you get upgrades.
more
It's-
holes to put them in?
Yeah, it's really funny. He's like, oh, look at these power babies. They eat each other in order to upgrade. He shoves them back in his eyeball.
That's awesome.
I think from what I was hearing on, I think the Game Informer show, they were just kind of talking about how it's very sort of makes fun of video games a lot in a really good way.
Oh yeah, because I mean, there's so many parts where it's like, oh man, remember that puzzle from the first level? Like, look, we're back here. Like, or the same puzzle from the first level. Like, why do they even put this puzzle in? It's so hard. Like,
Very fourth wall breaky.
Yeah, that's
And I just love those types of games, especially in VR when you can just kind of like sit back and let the dialogue play through, and they're just going to constantly keep on talking until at some point it starts repeating itself. But
It's like, hey, man,
you're
keep
able
going.
to sit there for a good amount of time and just listen to them banter and like say ridiculous things.
So are you actually sitting down when you play it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, because you're playing it in VR.
Yeah, so you play
You have like a Chairorpian is what they're
yeah,
called. You play as
play,
like those
play
guys.
a Chairorpian, and you're just a guy in a chair with a PlayStation controller and controlling Trover.
Oh, really? So it
Um,
gets that's another level of kind of meta.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So you play as the Chairorpian, so you technically never move. You have to guide Trover into these teleportation points, and then you're able to teleport. Once he gets there, you're able to hit R2 and teleport to those teleportation points, and that's how you progress through the level. And then there's other upgrades, and Trover gets a sword at some point, starts slashing people, and there's a lot of like optional things. So a lot of times the characters will ask you questions, and you have to nod yes or no to respond to them. So it kind of goes 50-50 as to how you want to respond, and there's some things in the game that you can kill or let survive.
Okay, a little
and
Undertale action.
And I'm sure that the trophies kind of reflect that as to like whether you spared people or killed people.
It looks really fun and funny. I
It is
definitely want to try
very
it
I
out.
think it'd be fun. I'm sure it would be fun, but does you feel like VR is enhancing it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down, because I don't think I would have as much fun playing it just looking at a television screen.
That's the only way I can play it, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Until VR becomes more widespread, because I've seen a couple of people play it, and I do like how it rewards you for kind of sitting there and like not doing anything and just letting them talk, because you get to hear more of the conversation. Whereas if you want to speed through it, you're gonna miss all the dialogue, which is half of the game.
Yeah, there's some characters where you have to go to their home planet and you go talk to them, and then they're like, all right, let's go, and you start walking back to their ship, and he's like, oh, now I can finally take my pants off, and oh, now that they're gone here, and I turned back around to see what they're. He's like, oh, you're back.
I'm gonna put my pants back on and not jerk off yet. Thank you.
You wouldn't get the same effect from just rotating the right joystick back around and.
No, I'm sure you could. I mean, you'll get the same dialogue, but I think it's a lot funnier and more immersive being able to twist your head around and look
Yeah,
around.
I can
and
see that. That's pretty good.
It's very
Man,
fun.
I want a VR.
Oculus
get one
Quest
there.
or PSVR.
Yeah.
I think this one's just. I don't know if it's on Quest or not. I don't know if it's.
Is Quest is like its own
exclusive.
thing since it's like no wires.
Quest is like its own console, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's got a lot of the. I don't know if it's got any like killer app exclusives like the PSVR does with
I think so. Like Beat
Astro
Saber's the
Bart.
biggest thing for it.
Yeah, but that you can get on every other
Yeah.
VR. Yeah. Do Kenny and Anthony have anything else they'd like to add?
I would like to add
Little
that
MK
my record against Wiley and MK has increased.
You guys were having fun the other night. I looked at my phone. I was doing some commission work, and I looked at my phone, and you guys just.
I
Man.
knew he was so upset before he sent the text message. I was like, by the 6th time I beat him with Sub-Zero, I was like, he is fucking furious. I know he is.
I hope you started every matchup
And
like, going up and
then,
down.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mercy him every fucking time to see how long it's gonna take before I get a text message saying, "Are you gonna fucking mercy me every time?"
Well, to be fair, I was drunk.
he was.
I was like, I even texted him.
You
before
were
he started.
feeling it. You're just like, I'm pretty fucked up, but like this is pretty fun. This is
Yeah,
good.
he was like, I'm drunk, but fucking bring it. I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, I'll be right there. I'm like, you want to be a masochist tonight? I'm like,
I looked at my
And it
phone
was a
and I was like,
mistake.
this is worse than the texts I send my exes when I'm drunk. I'm like, yeah, come over and beat me up. Yeah, insult me. This feels great.
oh yeah. So I took pure advantage. I think there was not even one moment you won a round. So it
No,
was
I won
like,
a couple rounds. You won a couple
You won a
I
couple
didn't
of
win any
rounds.
fights, and I won a couple full-on fights at his house. I just want to say, he's no longer undefeated. Oh,
I let him win.
yeah, right. Okay.
I can't have him quitting on MK on me. He's the only person I pretty much play other than the ranked matches. Even though I am 8-8 right now ranked. Fucking
Wiley's
get
going to
it.
be the best. Once Dragon Ball Z Kakarot comes out, Wiley's going to be a diamond in the rough at that. It's going to be kicking
Right.
everybody.
I know.
Because I'm still be playing it, and he'll be playing that.
No, we'll pick it up and you just be really good at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. You never know.
It's like riding a bike for me. I'll just pick up Sub-Zero and still beat on him. So
I'm just going to look up every tutorial on YouTube how to punish Sub-Zero.
Yeah, right, there you go.
Right.
But no, I played a good amount of just casual ranked matches before I get into the MK League, which I will do, and kind of focusing on Sonya Blade as my main,
Nice.
who I know she's top tier. She's like top 3 characters, so but she also is just very conducive to my play style of. She's fast. She's got a ranged attack. She essentially has no flaws. It's everything I like.
Perfect woman.
Right there. The only flaw is when she speaks.
The only flaw is she's not real, and I can't give her a kiss in real life. It's bad.
Yeah.
Keep on practicing, young Padawan.
Yeah, I will.
But do look on YouTube because that's the best place to do like combo.
I practiced one combo and I wasn't able to pull it off, but I can do it in the practice mode. I was practicing for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I got the 18-hit combo down, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on my way. And then I haven't played it in 3 days, so I'll probably have to do that again.
Go back and get right back into it.
I'm not allowing him to pull off that 18-hit combo on me.
It's all that mental game, Wiley. Just stay stronger.
That's not happening. That's why I went into that night. I was like, oh, he's been practicing an 18-hit combo? Fuck it. He's not getting a chance to do this on me. Not one.
I'm like a tank, Kenny.
Like I said, I was
You're pretty drunk.
enjoying the weekend. Yeah. And what else? I know there was one more thing that. Oh yeah, so Guacamelee 2. I've been playing some of that. I really liked the first game a lot. I think it came out a good amount of time. Like I don't know the exact year, but I want to say 5 years ago or so. And I played
Was it
through
that long ago?
The first one?
Yeah, because
First one was a while
we
ago, I
played it
think.
together. It doesn't seem like that long ago.
Google it. Anyway, so Guacamelee 2 is now free on Game Pass. And it's very similar to the first game. That's one thing I say with there's a compliment and as a little bit of a letdown, because I do feel that it's a bit by the numbers. I think it's about exactly what you would expect from a sequel. They don't introduce too many mechanics, except for it's much more fun to play as the chicken now. Who's the chicken is sort of like the equivalent to a morph ball in Metroid. You can get into small areas that you can't as what's his name?
The Guacamelee guy?
Yeah, Juan. And the platforming is tougher than it was in the first game, which I enjoy for the most part. The fighting feels very, very similar. The progression has been a little bit more straightforward than I remember the first game being. Like I remember kind of having to traverse different areas. I'd say I'm about 30-40% done with the game now, and I haven't had to fast travel once because I haven't felt too much of a need to return to previous areas. What's up, Tyler?
6 years ago.
6 years ago. All right.
2013.
Wow. So yeah, this is the newest game from Drinkbox, and I almost feel it has a little bit of the feeling like they had to make this game because the game before, Severed, which did not do very well, which is like a first-person dungeon crawler, which I didn't play. It was originally a PS Vita exclusive.
That's where they went wrong.
Yeah, well, it's on Switch now, and I've heard mixed things. Some people really like it, some people not so much, but I feel like it feels a little by the numbers, but I'm still enjoying it, and if you like the first game and want some more of it, definitely check it out on Game Pass. Yeah, so that's Guacamelee 2.
I liked your text on it. I looked at my phone. You're just like, I like Guacamelee. I'm just playing Guacamelee 2. I like it because I'm good at it. You're like, I'm really good at it. I like this game a lot.
I do. It came back like right away. I was pulling off 50, 60, 70 hit combos on and I'll get through the fights and I'll be like, man, I wanted more because I just was at the end game of the first one, and I feel like I could have left off and kept escalating from there. So now the only things that I found challenging are the platforming, which they have ramped up a bit. There's a lot of like switching on the fly between dimensions, making platforms appear and disappear, like in the middle of wall jumps, and needing to, fling yourself up with the Y button, and so it gets pretty involved. And I do.
Portal stuff.
I'm gonna shame myself. I've never really played the Portal games that much.
I can't beat it. It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay.
I get stuck in like the 8th room.
But anyway, so check it out if you got Game Pass and you like the first one. And we played a lot of games this week, guys. This has been a good little segment here. So, Tyler, why don't you tell us a little bit about Gato Roboto? What is it?
Gato Roboto is another Devolver digital game, and I feel like they've been putting a lot of these just like small games out this past year.
That's what they do.
It's really good, and I love it. But you pretty much play as a cat whose captain in space crash landed onto this planet. The captain gets stuck in the spaceship and injured, incapacitated, and so he tells you, the cat, to go on this adventure and figure out how to get them off the planet and find things to get the ship off and things like that. So it's definitely a little bit Metroidvania-ish. It's a little more linear than a typical Metroidvania in my opinion, but you're going through different areas, you're unlocking areas of the map, you're getting upgrades, so you get a mech suit, so you're a cat that's inside of a mech suit.
Is it funny? Because the idea is ridiculous.
It is sort of humorous. I mean, there's not a whole lot of dialogue in it except for when you hit key like story points, but the dialogue is kind of funny when you get to those points, but the majority of it is you're just going through these levels, collecting things, upgrades, progressing through the story, and then it's another short game. It's like 5 or 6 hours probably, and I don't want to get too much into it, but
it's like $8 on the Switch, right? Or maybe 10.
I think I got it on sale for like $8. I'm not
Gotcha.
sure if the sale's over or not, but that's why
I'm
I
pretty
bought
sure
it.
it's sub 10. And it kind of looks like a Game Boy game, like a souped up original Game Boy game.
Yeah, so it's black and white originally, but then you can find other collectible items I think they call them palettes in the game. So you can change the color of the palette, essentially, of how the game looks, so it's not just black and white, which is kind of cool.
That's interesting. I haven't seen something like that since Evil Land came out on like the phones. I was like, oh, it's the evolution game where you just evolve as you got farther in the game, and like you'll go from a crappy 8-bit to like I think a really crappy 3D like game.
Right.
But it was neat, cool concept.
But I mean, overall, it was a fun game. I beat that too while I was traveling, and I'd recommend it, especially if it's still under $10.
Nice. All right, it's Gato Roboto for Nintendo Switch. Okay, so that was what we've been playing. Thanks for listening so far. But now it is time for Cruising for Newsin' is what he said. And it's been a semi-busy week. We got some fun stuff going on. There was even more games, but we're not going to talk about those. Samurai Showdown, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Stay tuned for next week. Anyway.
Spoilers.
What I wanted to start things off with, I'm actually going to skip ahead right here and then go back. So Electronic Arts, they made the headlines in a super positive way, the way they always do. A senior executive at Electronic Arts told the United Kingdom's Parliament that the company prefers to call loot boxes surprise mechanics, and argued that their use in EA games is, quote, quite ethical and quite fun and enjoyable to people. Appearing before a House of Commons committee on Wednesday, Kerry Hopkins, Vice President of Legal and Government Affairs at EA, responded to a member of Parliament who had asked if the publisher had any ethical qualms about loot boxes. Their use in 2017 Star Wars Battlefront 2 kicked off a huge controversy that drew scrutiny from several governments, including those in the United States and Europe. Loot boxes in the form of Ultimate Team Packs are also a major source of revenue for EA's FIFA franchise. Hopkins compared loot boxes to other products, Kinder Eggs, a chocolate treat with a toy in its center, and Hatchimals, a blind box-style toy hidden inside an egg. Quote, people like surprises. I'm going to stop there. Does he have a point?
Casinos are fun.
Whoa. I'm going to go back. I don't know what episode was it that I said that so loot boxes are pretty much almost the same as like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
You buy it and you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, it's like the fifth of the
For like
fourth
the
episode we did.
third or fourth episode, right?
Yeah.
I said it. So why were they gonna get scrutinized for loot boxes? But we're not going down Pokemon's throat about their Pokemon packs. We don't know what's
I
coming
guess
out
maybe
next,
it's
you know.
I don't know.
Because it's not physical,
Exactly.
maybe. Just because it's not like
Oh, because it's not.
you don't have a
physical?
physical thing to. It's like, oh well, I have this cool thing, but it's like, oh wow, if your Xbox dies.
I
it's
understood when they were making the big deal slightly because of the kids. Remember we talked about it, the kids being addicted and them
Yeah.
buying the random things, the loot boxes. And when parents say no, don't
Yeah.
give them money. But in all reality, I don't know about the Kinder Egg comparison. I think
is
that
a little
was I think that
ridiculous.
was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's all.
That's where I was like, I would have laughed in their faces. Like whoever's their legal team dropped the ball there. They
Same
could've-
with a Happy Meal, right? Is a Happy
Yeah.
Meal a loot
Yeah,
box?
exactly.
exactly.
Unless you get your
don't-
daddy up the
unless-
lady long
un-
enough, she gives you the toy you want.
Unless you're one of those people that is in the drive-thru and you're looking at the worker like, no, he has this one. Give me the one he doesn't have. You know, then you know which one you get.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're that angry parent. Like, no, he wants the collection.
He wants the Jack Black panda. He doesn't want another lizard. He's got 5 lizards, lady. My son's going to throw a fit when he gets home, and I'm going to have to deal with it. And then I'm going to come back, and then you're going to have to deal with me. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
It's,
So because
but
we
I can
didn't
see
look at
both
it.
sides. But it's
So,
also
so
I
you
feel
sound like
placing
you
blame-
guys sound like you're on the EA side.
I'm
Slightly?
on the EA side,
Yeah.
but I'm not on EA side. I should say they phrased it very poorly.
Exactly. So they could have done better.
Yeah, they could have done a lot better. They could have had someone rather than be like, all right, okay, we have to make a presentation in like 5 minutes. Okay, loot boxes. All right, bad. They're not bad. All right, get up there. Just tell them they're not bad. We can roll with it.
They're not quite ethical.
That's pretty
and-
much what they did. They
No,
did.
but honestly,
Just
I
go
don't.
in there.
I think that this is. It doesn't sound great, but I think people are just quick to hop on EA's back in the
Yeah.
worst sort of way for just about everything because I saw this being shared everywhere. And I mean, what do you expect somebody from like a PR department at EA to say? And not that
Just
EA it hasn't been egregious in some of the ways that they've implemented them, but I mean, Tyler, do you like Overwatch, right? You like loot boxes. He's
Yeah,
like that's what
I
they
like-
actually call them, loot boxes in
I
that
like
game.
free loot boxes.
Yeah, because don't you earn them after every like X amount of matches, or you get
Every
like,
level.
Every level up.
Every
yeah,
level,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and then you level up slower and slower and slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I never
I don't-
purchased a loot box.
That's the
ever.
draw to it. You have the
Never.
self control. So, it's
So
like people have
Tyler
that.
has the self control. He's not buying loot boxes.
okay, well,
I play Madden, the old Madden Ultimate Team. I buy the packs.
But I mean,
you know,
that's
like,
where.
so
That's
you
where,
buy the packs?
I bought the packs. You know, I bought.
That's where
but,
the whole like
but,
gambling
but,
thing comes into play, though.
Yeah.
It's like if you're giving something for so long and you get used to receiving them, and then you're like, oh, I still need to scratch that itch. Like that's
It's
kind
a
of
dopamine
gambling.
thing. Yeah,
You know.
it's science. It's brain science. You get addicted to it.
you know,
Yeah, I mean that's how.
But
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
with me at least, with the Madden packs, I buy $3 every like month. You know, for, nothing crazy. I know people that have jumped in like I need to have a great team, so they go buy the $100 one, and I'm like, the fuck are
How
you
much
doing?
do you get for
like,
like $3 if you put in? Like
you
how many
get like a
cards per pack?
supercharged jockstrap.
yeah, you get something. No, not. like
Pretty quick
like
by
Tom,
him.
Tom Brady's jockstrap used from the last Super Bowl. He sends it right to you to your doorstep with $100 maybe.
And then he says, "Thanks for playing my game."
Yeah.
I mean, I think that one of the biggest qualms for it is you're already paying for a $60 game,
True.
and why should you need
Yeah.
to put in so much more money, essentially, to make it pay to win in some instances?
In some
So,
senses,
which
it's
is
pay to
people-
win. Yeah.
That's
Well,
I totally agree.
And then there's a whole nother layer of complication when you factor in free to play. They got to make money somehow. And I actually didn't know that there was such a big thing in sports games. I knew they were for 2K because that's NBA 2K. That's the only one that I really play, and I don't particularly like the My Player mode that people do.
Okay.
I just think it's always been too much of a grind, and I've never enjoyed only playing one position. So I like to play as a full team. And I don't really care about the customizable character and everything. So I never have been bothered by it. But I actually did give it a shot in 2K18, I believe, and I could definitely see why it was an issue. Like it was super like egregious and on how slow you were getting the VC.
I know people that the game comes out and they instantly max out their player by buying VC. Or like whatever it hits the peak at with buying VC, they'll do it day one.
That's crazy.
They're not
that's
trying.
Like,
they're
that's
not
$300
trying to,
a year. or
They're not
something.
trying to grind.
Well,
like-
no shit. That's why they.
They're
That's
not,
why
so they're not trying
2K
to play
does
the
it.
game.
You know.
Yeah.
But nobody's taking 2K to court.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
completely
Because it is. I mean, also
blatant.
they have all the user agreements now. Before, like especially EA
Oh,
in the
yeah.
game, it's like you have to scroll through. It doesn't Crash Team
Nobody
Racing have
reads
like
it.
a
Crash
user
Team Racing
agreement?
had a 42-page.
Yeah,
Exactly.
42-page
I
user
was
agreement.
I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
like-
not taking you to court. I'm
Yeah.
like, right bumper. I'm like, let's get through it. I agree.
How much longer before you can buy Wumpa Fruit in Crash Team Racing?
Oh my god,
Huh.
that's
Because right now it's free, and
Whoa!
it comes out at a pretty steady clip, but it still takes a couple hours per cool thing. to unlock.
I'm gonna say they're gonna give it 2 months.
2 months, and then it'll be like
there'll probably be a couple packs with the
Yeah.
first DLC. They're like, buy this many X Wumpa Fruit for $5,
Because
you could
think-
get a million Wumpa Fruit
I-
for $10.
I say 2 months because next month we're getting free. Like we're getting Spyro for free.
in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Cool.
we're getting Spyro free in the
I
game.
didn't know that. That's cool.
And like some updates for free in July.
Take my money, Activision.
So then
Yeah.
I'm calling August. We'll get hit with the
Like, hey.
with the cost. you
Yeah,
know?
with the $10 Ratchet and Clank.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, there'll be the new the
I mean, that's
classic
fine if I'm just buying a character. But
free to play new player bundle. Hey, spend $10 and get X amount of premium currency plus
Or
a character into
I
skin.
called right now. In 2 months, we'll get the $5 unlock all characters instantly.
okay.
We'll get that, and we'll be able to buy the Wampa fruit and maybe a new character. But they'll start that in 2 months. They're gonna hit us with 1 month of free content, then make us pay.
Check back in August to see how
hopefully
we're doing
they'll
with
stay.
CTR. All right, so we're kind of all over the place on that. I think it's still just an interesting conversation that we're going to continue to have, and it sort of relates to where I'm actually going to go back to Kenny here.
Got you.
A developer from the coalition, the Gears 5 developers, have said that they're committed to delivering more earnable content than ever before through an extensive new system called Tour of Duty. What an original, fantastic name. In Tour of Duty, players earn customization content, including character skins, by completing daily challenges and reaching seasonal milestones. Tour of Duty. Why are they calling it Tour of Duty? Like, come on, man. It's just,
Get it? Because it's like poop.
yeah, I get it, but
You're enjoying it too much.
we'll follow a seasonal schedule with new content rotating in. Okay, so they're making Gears 5 a live game. They're not having a season pass. They're not doing the little packs that they've always done before. And a lot of games are trending this way. A lot of it has to do with, I think, the backlash to $40 or $50 season passes that we were seeing from Battlefield and Battlefront. I guess Call of Duty to an extent with the map packs, maybe splintering the player base a little bit. I'm just curious on what you guys prefer as opposed to. Do you like the idea of paying $20 to $40 in order to guarantee new content, or do you prefer getting it for free and then maybe being nickeled and dime in other ways?
So it all depends on the game for me. It all depends. If it's new map packs, then you can't just be asking me to drop $40 for new maps. I refuse because it's just somewhere new for me to play in. It's not changing the mechanics. It's not adding new mechanics. It's just a map, you know. If you were saying new maps, like a good 8 to 10 maps for $10, maybe I'll pay for it. $10, you know.
Because that's a lot of maps.
I think that's asking
Yeah,
for too
I
much.
think
But I'm saying, you know.
Just in general, though, I feel like the reason for this is because if they want Gears to have any sort of chance of surviving along all these other live games, and there's more and more competition, you really can't ask a player to have that big of an investment, especially if they're not a longtime fan of the series. Because, I mean, if you're already going to you're probably going to get it free on Game Pass, which is what most people are doing with games like Forza Horizon 4. That's got a bigger player base than it ever has, the series, I mean. And honestly, all of the promos right now for Game Pass Ultimate is telling you you're gonna get Gears of War 5 Ultimate Edition free. You'll be able to play it right away. Day one. The Ultimate with
Edition.
Ultimate? Okay.
That's a little sketchy though.
So it'll have all the extra content. You know, so it'll be the $100 version of Gears 5. Playable day one with your Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay.
So that's why all the promos right now they're running, you know, with it. I say what this does is for the people that like to customize their characters and like the extra customization and like to say, wow, look at this. This means
You're
that
referring to the
that
Ultimate Edition now?
No, I'm talking about the Tour of Duty. So you know how they're gonna release skins and customizations depending on what you like, daily challenges and so forth.
Yeah.
So think about the people who want to show off. I got this skin because I got 300 headshots with a Nasher, you know, or 300 headshots with a pistol, you know, for the season, and I got this cool skin. So this is their bragging rights. Who doesn't like having bragging rights, you know?
Yeah.
For those hardcore Gears people, that's for them, you know.
But how are they going to make money? That's what I'm that's what. Why does this make financial sense? Because they're not doing it if it doesn't. That's my view. Or is it they just don't care? They just want to get back in the. Is it literally just getting back in the good graces?
It could go either way.
I
but
truly
probably.
believe it's just getting back into the good graces, and I think what they're banking on is that with this new subscription service that I'm pretty sure we're not seeing the revenue, and they're like, Microsoft is saying we're making enough money everywhere else that if we don't do any extra, we don't try to get any nickel and dime people out of Gears 5. As long as people are buying it and playing it, we're happy. Get them talking about our games again.
That's true.
Because people are not talking about our games enough. You know,
Publicity is a big thing.
exactly. They rather start having the good and being everybody's good graces heading into next gen.
Right.
I think you're right.
Let's just sacrifice a couple bucks and let's head into the next Xbox Scarlet with people like, shit, I really like the Xbox again.
It's kind of like the Netflix approach where they're just making, it's not exactly, but they're making these super expensive series. They're paying tens of $1 million to Adam Sandler so he can make 6 shitty movies.
Oh my god, I saw that on the TV last night at the gym. It was another Adam Sandler movie.
I watched it. I watched Murder Mystery.
You did? What did you think?
Hey, I enjoyed it. I'm an Adam Sandler fan. You know
Okay.
what I mean? It's not the best movie. It's not a great movie.
It's not Mr. Deeds.
But apparently it was
Oh,
huge.
It's not Waterboy.
Oh, nothing's Waterboy.
Waterboy was amazing.
But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
I think you make a good point, Kenny, about the fact that they're just trying to, improve their standing going into the next generation. And if subscription services, they're seeing it as the future. They don't think that people are going to be willing to drop $60 on a game in a couple of years. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, look at the casual gamers. I'd say that what they're appealing to is the casual gamer that's not spending like us buying multiple games a month, you know? Casual gamer that only has enough time to play a couple hours a week, you know? And it's like, oh, cool, it's like my Netflix. I pay $10 for my Netflix. It's only $15 I get live, and I get to play Gears 5 day of, not have to spend $60, you know? Because the casual gamer isn't looking that after the 12 months, $15, that adds up, 12 months. They're looking at, look at this extensive catalog that I could just play whenever and not have to pay $60 for these games,
Right away.
right away.
And so I believe that Call of Duty Modern Warfare is also taking this approach. I don't think that they're having a season pass. I could be wrong, but I just think it's an interesting trend that the industry is, especially in the AAA space, is going right now.
And I think what I would like to theorize is that with so many great games being released so often now, that it's hard for me or any other player to be like, I'm gonna pay $60 plus another $45 for a season pass, when now I have to pay $60 for this and another $60 for this other game because I want both. Both
Unless it's
releases,
MK11, and then we'll do it.
Yeah. I need those characters.
About 60 and then 40 on that, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah. You got me there, MK.
Anyway, I thought this was kind of a fun story. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Just Dance series.
Yeah.
I've never played them. I actually looked up.
Really?
No, I never played them.
Oh,
I didn't get it.
I
I've
pick
seen
it.
people
I pick
play
it
it. I
up.
don't think I've
I
played
pick
them.
it up for the kids at home. They
really?
love it. My son will get into it and just be there for like 2 hours.
When I worked at GameStop, when the Wii
Was
was
it
like
good
the new
exercise?
hot, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sweat over anything. I could just. I'm sweating now sitting here with you guys. So I do Just Dance 2
Imagine me
songs
moving.
and I'm drenched. And Beyonce's like, go shower. You're not laying on the bed like this. I'm like, I run this house. She's like, no, you don't. I'm like, okay.
I don't want to fight with you right now. It's too late. Okay. I'm sorry, honey.
funny.
I'll stop playing Just Dance.
But anyway, so Just Dance 2020 is coming to the Wii. The console released in 2000 and I
Wow,
think.
what?
Or is
Ooh.
it 6? Yeah, 2006. And
Get your Wii's back up.
so it's pretty cool. And I saw some tweets going around. One of them was... Okay, so there were just a few tweets saying that they're big in hospitals, that sometimes Ubisoft will donate them, and they get people that are undergoing physical therapy or rehabilitation of some kind and move their bodies, and they sort of just get into the music. And, that was kind of a feel-good story. And then I think somebody from Ubisoft came out and said the social media's posts from fans weren't far off the mark, though. We were told... Okay, I screwed this up. My bad. But they actually sell enough to make it so that it's worthwhile for them. So people that are the most casual of the casual, that bought the Wii 15 years ago and still have it sitting around and like to make use of it every once in a while, are still picking up Just Dance games. Not for the Wii U, which is kind of funny. So,
They're going back
which
to
makes
Gens.
sense because I think the Wii sold about 100 million copies. The Wii U less than 20.
And then to play play Just Dance on the Wii U, you had to have the Wii controllers.
Oh yeah, because it would just go
Pretty
back to the
much.
Oh,
regular
did you?
Wii menu.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I think that's amazing. I can honestly say when I worked in the schools, for the it's almost for like physical therapy. I saw some people using the Just Dance and so forth.
Okay. So, have you guys memorized the next part of the outline?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm
so
too busy thinking about how I can get my Wii back from Graham.
So I thought it was a little interesting to look up what the last games were released for certain consoles.
Ooh.
Now I know. Oh wow! Dude, you're just gonna fuck up my whole segment.
I haven't looked. I didn't look yet. Let's see.
I was looking at the Pokemon. I thought you were gonna ask me about the Pokemon.
That's what I thought.
I didn't think this went through. I should have put this only on mine. But anyway. So you guys know the last. This is USA releases: Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Last game released.
F-Zero for Super Nintendo.
No, it does start with an F. Classic arcade game.
Oh my god.
You're not gonna get it. It's Frogger.
Fuck. Yeah, that's cool.
Frogger came out in 1998
Wow.
for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. I think this is a crazy one. How about PS2?
Oh, Sonic Unleashed.
Good guess. But no, I'll give you a hint. Konami published it. And it's not Metal Gear.
Konami's got a couple of good ones. Let's see. I know they like to wait. Was it a light gun game?
No, it's a... I don't know if you'll get it. Like, a lot of people
What was like what is it like? What's the genre? What's the series?
Sports.
Oh, so it's probably like a golf game?
Soccer.
Soccer? I don't watch the golf.
Have I given you enough hints yet? No,
Oh, it's FIFA?
No, it's
Weird.
not. It's
Pro
not.
Evolution
for PS2
Soccer.
Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. But
Of
practically
course.
everything.
Of course, how can I not get that?
We PS1's was FIFA Football 2005.
Wow.
N64 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3
Ooh.
in 2002, which I didn't know that came out for that. It's kind of cool. GameCube's was Madden 08. Xbox's was Madden 09.
Wow.
And the NES game, Wario's Woods, one of our NES homeworks from a few weeks ago. That was the last one officially licensed by Nintendo. I guess there was another kind of unofficial game that worked on the systems called Sunday Funday. All right, so
Anthony, I was trying to give you the hint.
I know. I was looking. I was like, golf.
I'm glad that you didn't
I was
cheat,
just like,
Anthony.
golf,
We had at least
soccer.
a little bit of fun
I thought
with
you were
it.
gonna turn over and ask me because I was over here like I was tired. I was like looking. I'm like, oh shit, he's turning it completely to me. I'm like, Frogger, I'm ready for this answer.
I thought it would be like, because I remember them saying something about like the Super FX chip being in like the Super Nintendo. So I mean, maybe Frogger like that was like the later on in the lifespan, but I can see it for like arcade release.
So another lighthearted and fun segment coming up. There was a big post going around on the Pokemon subreddit this week about vote for your favorite Pokemon.
Me.
Many participants, over 50,000, which is a pretty big sample size if you're being all scientific about it. And these are, according to the big Pokemon fans, the top 10 most popular Pokemon. Number 1, Charizard. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
2,
cover.
Gengar.
A lot of people like Gengar.
A lot of people like
Gengar's a cool Pokemon.
I'm not surprised there
He
either.
is cool, but I feel like he's. I
He's the
feel
one-
like when I was a kid, people didn't think he was that cool. Like,
I don't know.
As a
disagree.
kid, I thought he
was
they-
like-
people thought
He's
he
one
was-
you had to
the fir-
trade for
one
because
of
you
the
couldn't get him
first-
normally.
like real big ghost Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
what were his moves?
Hypnosis and Dream Eater, best combo you can get in the
So,
game.
He was the final evolution of Ghastly,
And Haunter.
Haunter, and then Gengar.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were they the only ghost Pokemon?
They were the only ghost Pokemon
Yeah,
in
in the
Gen
fir-
1.
in the-
They
in
were
the
the
first
only
150.
one. And they totally messed up their the coding in the first games because it was supposed to code so that just like the anime, but the ghosts were super effective against psychic and psychic moves were super effective against ghosts, but they messed up the programming and the coding, and it turned out that ghost was not effective at all against psychic, and psychic dealt like 3 times damage to ghost.
Wow, so that's still in the red and blue
Mhm.
carts.
Yep.
So, that's
So they
pretty
nerfed
cool.
ghosts super hard, but they fixed it since then. I'm not. in the
Yeah,
red
because
and
I
blue
don't remember them
onwards.
being particularly good back in the day. Number 3, Arcanine. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Arcanine. So he's the legendary dog-looking one.
He looks like a legendary
he's
dog.
like a pseudo legendary, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's, on this Pokemon
In the-
card description, I think it says like pseudo legendary, something like
Is
that.
he from Gen 2?
He's from
Gen
Gen
1.
1.
Is he? Oh, right.
Yeah, like-
Okay, I'm remembering him from my
He was
poster
Gary's
now.
Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was. You're right.
Number 4, Bulbasaur. I'm surprised he outranked Squirtle.
I was
Yeah.
very surprised to see Bulbasaur on this list.
Yeah.
Bulbasaur is a cutie. I could see that.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I would've put
He
the
was
other
always
starters
my
above
favorite
him.
of
Only
the
reason I
original
would
3.
I would have had Squirtle above Bulbasaur because of the Squirtle Squad.
The Squirtle Scout was pretty cool.
They were dope.
I
Yeah,
do
the
like that.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordon Logon sunglasses.
Number 5, Blaziken.
Yeah, he's the 3rd gen final evolution of the starter, Torchic.
Huh.
Yeah.
He's
like
cool
firefighting.
looking though.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's like a fighting chicken.
Number 6, Umbreon.
Eevee, yeah, Eevee's dark type.
Oh, Eevee's dark type.
It's the one with
Okay.
like the black and the yellow circles.
So
on the ears.
Eevee can evolve into 2 different things? Is that what it was?
Like
Like
8
8
now.
different things.
It's like 8 now, but the first one was 3. It was Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and then
Wow.
Gen 2, if you evolved it with Max Happiness during the day, you got Espeon, the psychic type, and then at night, because they had day-night cycles with a big
Umbreon.
thing
Yep.
for Gen 2, you got Umbreon with Max Friendship.
I'm so lame. I didn't even know that.
Then it
It's
moved
okay.
on
I didn't
to
know that
the-
till I was
Then
older.
added the Glaceon, right? Leafeon, and
Yeah, you have to touch a stupid rock to get those. The leaf and like ice types, you have to go touch an ice rock in 4th gen to get it to evolve, and then you have to touch like a rock covered in moss.
Yep.
They're all right.
Tyler, do you know if we have the NES homework Voss down here?
Yeah, it's
It's down here. Okay, perfect. Number 7, Lucario.
Yeah, Lucario's dope.
What gen is he? 3?
He's 4th.
4th. Okay, because that was right before. That was the last ones I played were Ruby and Sapphire.
Of
So
course, he's in Smash Brothers.
and he's in Smash Brothers. He's a good character in there. So was 4th generation X and Y?
Diamond Pearl.
Diamond
was the,
Pearl.
I think they're the first ones for the DS. Yeah, because it was
Okay.
Diamond Pearl Platinum or 4th.
Gotcha. Okay, and I have never heard of this one. You guys were telling me that this is a sexy Pokemon.
It's the sexiest Pokemon.
Gardevoir?
Yeah.
Or is,
Psychic
is
tech.
that right? Gardevoir? Or
Gardevoir, yeah. Yeah, you're
Gardevoir.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And number 9, Eevee. Everybody knows her by now. Gen 2?
One.
Gen 1.
Gen 1?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon.
Yeah, the base.
Wow.
It's the very bland looking one.
It looks like a little.
I know what Eevee looks like. I just don't know why I thought that
Oh yeah.
they decided after the fact to make her popular.
Well, if you remember, wasn't it the 4 sisters right in the show in the Gen 1?
Oh, it was the brothers, yeah, and then
the
like,
brothers.
yeah,
Yes, the brothers, not
Yep.
the sisters.
No, that was the Misty Sisters.
Yeah, the
Cerulean
Misty
City,
Sisters,
yeah.
Mhm. But the
They're-
brothers, yep.
Oh yeah,
That they had each
They're all
one,
hot.
and then he had the Eevee, the little brother.
yeah, that's right. There's like, oh, he's like, I don't like mine. All the older brothers are like, you're dumb and stupid. Your Eevee's dumb, and he's like, my Eevee's not dumb. And then Team Rocket comes and steals everybody's, and they're like, Eevee, use normal type moves because it's more effective.
Like
and they're
swift
like,
attack,
wow.
right, or something like that.
Yeah, they're like, use Swift. They're just like, wow, Eevee, really? I guess normal types aren't that bad. And they all kiss.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so rounding out the list, we had Dragonite at number 10, who I remember Dragonite. He's like number 149 or something out of the
Yeah.
150.
He's up there. Yeah,
He's-
he's,
he's up there.
Dratini's final
Another
evolution.
pseudo legendary.
Yeah.
He's cool. He's like a big fat dragon.
His
And
shiny's
tough to
green.
get, if I remember correctly, in the originals.
Yeah, all the dragons take a lot
Had to
of
get the
experience.
Dragonair.
So yeah, that's kind of a fun thing. You don't see Pikachu, which I guess is sort of the Captain Obvious answer, and these are the Pokemon voters or the Pokemon subreddit. So this is like what the fans love, I guess.
It's underground.
Yeah, this is like the hardcore.
Anybody got any favorites not on the list?
I do.
All right, let's hear it.
Gyarados.
Okay.
Very good. I wish he was better. His typing really fucks him because he's water and flying.
Yeah, true. Zapdos. I really like Zapdos.
Not
I
bad. I'll take it. What about you?
I'm thinking it's me for now.
All right.
Shit. That's a Pokemon I like a lot. It's a cool thing. I like Greninja a lot. I just used him on my playthrough of Ultra Moon, and it was cool because if you way back when the demo for Pokemon Moon first came out, if you downloaded that from the eShop, you could get a special Greninja that every time it knocks out an opponent's Pokemon in a trainer battle, it transforms into Ash Greninja. It was like from the anime, but it was pretty cool. So
I'd say one of my favorite ones, because he was so
Machamp.
dope when he came out. Caesar.
yeah,
Caesar.
Caesar's cool.
He's like the green scissor guy.
He's the evolution
He's
of
in-
that guy.
Oh, so is he Gen
With,
2?
Yep.
Yeah, Gen 2.
Okay.
The steel bug
Steel
type.
bug type.
That does sound very
Super
cool.
Caesar.
It's giving me some Hollow Knight vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
for
much.
sure.
Play Hollow Knight, Kenny. It's free on Game Pass. It is so amazing.
Well, I'm playing it on the Switch.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Remember we talked about this episode 1 or 2?
1 or 2?
Yeah, one of the episodes.
One or two.
Oh, well, that's
One of those two.
that was a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 or 2 ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
our first or second episode,
Oh.
we talked about it, and then you talked about how amazing it was.
it
and
is.
Then I think you mentioned Tyler didn't fully beat it, I believe, or you didn't fully beat
beat
it.
it.
Somebody didn't
We
fully beat
both
it.
beat it in different ways.
Yeah, that's
we
what
had
that's
different
what was said.
endings. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm playing it
Cool.
right now.
So now it's time for our final segment, and we're sorry that we've been slacking on this the last few weeks. It's NES homework, where we pick a random NES game on the Nintendo Online service out of the hat. We get back to you next week with our impressions of at least half an hour of gameplay. All right, Tyler, who wants to do the honors this week?
Okay,
I think
who got
Anthony's
it?
feeling it.
Okay, I got it.
Give it a good shake.
Move that shit around.
Shake, shake, shake.
Have we added the new games to it? No, we have not.
haven't.
What new games did they put on there?
I don't know. I forgot.
There's a couple good ones though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have them for next time.
We'll have
You're
one for
barely
next time.
shaking that rum shaker.
You guys ever get to that point of fatness where you can just feel all the skin moving on your body?
Yeah, I'm there.
Hell yeah. All right. Kirby's Adventure.
Did we get that already?
No.
I don't think
No.
so.
Okay, this is a good game. This is a good choice. Kirby's Adventure, and you just let me borrow Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
gonna
good
be
game.
a fluffy pink week. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm.
This is the first game I think directed by Sakurai. I want to
Yeah.
say that's right.
I think I have to look into that, but I don't remember. I know he created Kirby.
I think, and this is the first Kirby game, or no, the Game Boy one was the first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, Kirby's Dream Land. Yep.
So
Yeah.
this is a big lineage with Smash Brothers. I think he had a big thing to do with this game. So some cool history behind it. I know it's a late generation NES game. Came out a few years after the console, after the Super Nintendo had come out.
It's good.
It's good, and we'll have some 2019 fresh eyes to look at it. Okay. That has been the Level With You show. Again, we appreciate you watching. You can find us on podcast services if you don't have time to watch the video. We are on iTunes as well as Podcast Addict. I have been joined today. Oh, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Kenny Castro, Anthony, Tyler Hadley. Check out our Let's Plays. Check out our other fun stuff. We will see you soon. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay level.